Hello, my name is Serena Draney. I am currently a student at the Utah Valley University in Orem. A little bit about me, just so you can get to know me a little bit as part of this interview. I'm also a tutor for one of my professors there on campus. He teaches a Web Essentials class. His name is Dr. Paul Cheney. I am a tutor for his class for Web Essentials. I'm currently tutoring a girl with special needs, so I teach her coding, and that has been such a delight for me, such a fun opportunity to get to help someone and also strengthen my foundational skills when it comes to design elements in particular, and also that kind of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, basic coding languages. Also, in the fall, I have been hired by Dr. Paul Cheney to be a TA for his class, so I will get to grade some of his assignment work and turn in that. Get to help students turn in that, help them understand what they need to do to accomplish getting good points in those assignments. I'm really excited about both of these things. A little more about me. I love design and expression that can come from creating a really interactive product. I love the iteration product, the process of design, how you get to take all of these different elements and spin them together, and all of these different practices one step at a time, and how they build on top of each other to make something useful. I love that. I love watercolor and painting. I like going on hikes with friends in my free time. I also really love working on teams. I am an excellent team player, if I do say so myself. I love that interaction, getting to collaborate with other people. Anytime that I'm in a situation that I can kind of help make things as a group and come to a common ground, I feel really lucky. So that's a little bit about me. The second thing that I wanted to discuss with you is what is the value of UX design. And I think this can be a very personal question. Personally, I think that UX design is absolutely everything when it comes to an online presence. Everything that we do nowadays as companies, as corporate, as any time that you are interacting in that kind of professional setting, having an online presence is extremely important. It helps your customers find you, it helps financial motivations, it helps marketing, it helps businesses stay alive, it helps them be connected with their customers. Without that kind of interaction between a customer and a company's website, there's really no communication there. There's not as much give and take for having customers understand your products and what you as a company are offering them. So I think having an online presence is extremely important, and presenting yourself like as a company in the very best light possible is extremely important. Especially when it comes to the UX design. If you have a website or a product that you are trying to give to your clients as a company, and it is designed poorly, if it is not based on really good foundational principles of design, then the likelihood of your users understanding and interacting with that in a way that is helpful for them to accomplish their goals is very slim. So the number one thing anytime that we're designing anything in UX is making sure that the customer is accomplishing what they need to with their goals. And I think that is absolutely fundamental to UX, making sure that as you're creating products, you're keeping in mind exactly who the product is being created for. And a lot of that comes from proto-personas and this kind of concept of who your audience is going to be, all of the research and usability testing that goes behind it. Everything that we do as a UX designer is to create an experience for that end product and to give customers this relationship to companies, this appreciation for being able to accomplish the task they're setting out to do. And I think that's why UX is so fundamental to anything that an online company does, and why I'm so passionate about it is connecting those customers with their goals. Without UX, if good UX principles are not in practice on a website or in a design or product, it can leave a user feeling frustrated and angry, and they're more likely to turn to a different product. And with the World Wide Web being such that it is, it's really difficult to maintain customer attention on a product that isn't top-notch. So I think that making sure that UX is used correctly and well in a product is absolutely essential. That is, personally, to me, the big value of UX, is connecting clients and companies together and helping them accomplish their goals. The third thing I wanted to talk to you about today is to tell you a little bit about one of my projects that I have been working on personally. For the last semester, I have been in a design fundamentals type class. One of the projects that we have been working on, among many others. We've been working very busy this semester, lots of different websites going on. But one of my favorites that we've been working on is a redesign for a competitor product to Canvas, which is a learning management system, or known as an LMS. These systems are designed for students and also for teachers and associates in those kinds of learning type atmospheres to be able to post assignments and give feedback through a messaging system in order to have that communication with students and professors. They're also designed to make sure that assignments are graded and in a way that is easy to use and functional, and to make sure that students are being able to see their grades, that students are being able to sign up for classes or to understand which classes they're expected to do what things for. So the purpose of this project that we were making, people came to us as a company, and we have decided to create this competitor product for them to try and take on this big industry giant that is Canvas. And so one of the first things that we did in that process was going through Canvas and taking a look at it for what it was as our competitor and seeing, wow, like this element works really well, this element doesn't. How can we take the good ideas and build on them and dismiss the bad ideas and not replicate those? And so that was kind of the first part, was taking a content audit, a kind of inventory of everything there, and then finding what did and didn't work very well. Personally, in my assignment, I decided to focus on a few design principles. One of the first things that was really important to me, and to other students that I've talked to about their management learning system, was that they needed it to be simple. They needed to understand exactly how to get to each section of their assignment, to know exactly where that information was without having to go click through breadcrumb after breadcrumb, kind of skipping through all of these little pieces and trying to understand how to get to their assignments, how to get those things done. They needed a quick and an easy way, a really simplified version. And so personally, I tried really hard to incorporate that in my design to keep things as simple and visually open as possible. That's one of our concepts from design principles, is this fear of white space that people have, but also this need for that space, that comfort. When elements are too crowded together, then people tend to have an anxious or negative emotion associated with that product. So in my design, personally, I tried really hard to give everything lots of space, to use fonts that were extremely legible and easy to use, easy to understand at a glance, and also to focus on visual hierarchy, making sure that the most important elements, such as email inboxes, to-do lists, grades, that kind of thing, are bold and obvious and strong, so that people can navigate my website without getting lost or wondering where they are. I also really wanted to focus on the story behind my product. I tried really hard to imagine myself in the shoes of a student, not too difficult because I am myself a student, but to really understand how they would want their items presented. When you're first logging onto a page and you need to look at an assignment, then you need that to be the first thing you see. So kind of taking myself into their shoes as I was going through this process. So now I'd like to show you a little bit of my designs. I apologize for having to do it this way. Hopefully you can see a little bit. I had a really difficult time getting a screen capture
to work. So this is how we're going to be doing it for this. This is my pupil home desktop. This is what you first see when you come to the website. You see this home landing page. It shows which classes you are enrolled in and your grade in each class, and then it lets you select from there to go on to the actual class themselves and learn a little bit more about that. Here is the mobile version of that. Over here we have the inbox system that I created for this management system, where you can view emails from teachers and message them back with just some basic navigation icons here on the side. The next page that I created was the assignments desktop. We wanted to kind of model what an assignment would look like. So that's shown here. This is the assignment part, the submit, the text entry, and then also a to-do list over here on the side. Here's the mobile version of that idea. And then at the bottom here, you can see a bit about how students would see upcoming assignments, so they know what is due in the near future. And also it gives them a chance to take a look at this recent feedback here and understand what their teachers have said about the work that they've done in the past. And there is the mobile version of that. Again, I just want to thank you so much for letting me talk to you a little bit about my assignments and what I've learned this semester, and I look forward to hearing back from you. Thank you.